the key to it all. But loving God first, loving your neighbor second. And because we're talking about thoughts tonight, in loving your God, you've got to be so in love with Him, so consumed with Him, that your thoughts also are on Him. Now, some of the ways your thoughts can be on God is like when you read His Bible, you learn of Him, you understand. Some of it is to how to live. In other words, how would God want me to do this? How would God want me to do that? You think about that. Some of it would be like, well, would this be pleasing to God? There was a little bracelet was around. It was a fad that went around, WWJD. What would Jesus do? In other words, you think these thoughts. Well, what would He have me to do? What would He do in this case? Am I doing what He would do? Well, these are the kind of things that we begin to do as we learn about God. We love God and we fall more in love with Him. I don't know about you, but it's a continual thing during my life. I'm of the knowledge that He's with me all the time, so therefore I talk to Him all during the day and the evening. I mean, even though I'm not sitting, in prayer, so to speak, I am always in an attitude of thinking of Him and speaking to Him. And unless something disturbs my peace, and then I have to deal with it or repent. Well, look at Romans the 12th chapter. We're going to go through a few scriptures tonight. I don't know any other way to do it than that, because there's not one particular verse on this. Romans the 12th chapter. Beginning in verse 1, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you and I present our bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is our reasonable service. Not too hard to do. It's our reasonable service. Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. There it is, your thought life, that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. So, the directive here is that I am to no longer be conformed to how the world thinks, how they act, how they live, how they do things, but now I'm transformed. That means transfigured, made into something new. By how? The renewing of my mind. I would submit to you that only to the point your mind is renewed will you see real victory here. Because if you're born again, but you're still thinking the same thoughts you thought when you were, before you were born again, then it's going to bring you down. The scriptures say that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Right? As you think in your heart, so are you. In other words, what you're thinking on is what you are, what you become. Because what you think on becomes an action. If you